for black girl nerds.
Hello, Daniel. No waterproof mascara for the weeping monk, huh? Dripping down the face the whole time.
Yes, those kind of drunk nights of drama school relived with my mascara running down my face. You know, what can I say? Yeah, those were a lot to put on actually, but they're interesting birthmarks is what Tom and I decided that they were.
I like that. I like that. You know, what struck me about your character is whenever we see sort of the sinister presence lurking, it's usually portrayed by an older actor. But there was something kind of the juxtaposition of your very youthful face, but being such a sinister character was very attractive to me. When settling into that role, what was most intriguing about the Weeping Monk to you in thespian like?
Yeah, I think I was kind of interested, like you said, about how the juxtaposition of this what this the makeup of this person, you know, like how somebody got to be that irrelated, you know, and that devoid of kind of empathy or emotion. And I think that was what really intrigued me about the character, and what I really wanted to do. And I talked to Tom about this was I kind of wanted to take all the dialogue away, you know, like I didn't want any of the dialogue. I thought it was more interesting to basically kind of tell this internal struggle of this character through his actions, how he fights, but also, you know, his appearance. And you don't see much of him, but there's an idea that like his story is told throughout the whole thing using the minimum amount of words, you know, that I could get away with. And that was the challenge for me, and that's something that I really kind of was like, oh yeah, that'll be fun, you know, that'll be something that would challenge me, you know. So that's kind of how that came about, really.
What also intrigued me about him as I watched him kind of navigate his life with the Paladins and the things that he was doing, that even though he was kind of in this revered position right next to the leader, he didn't really inspire fear so much in his fellow bad guys.
Yeah.
But he just seemed even further an outsider, just completely disjointed from everyone, even the father that loves him. How would you describe his relationship to the Red Army?
Well, that was exactly it. Actually, was this. He's a, you know, when I building this kind of character and who this person was, it was kind of like saying, although he has had this, you know, this childhood that's had this kind of insane amount of violence in it, what would it look like to have somebody who wasn't a part of anything, you know, although he works with Father Cardin, though he lives among the Red Paladins, he's actually, like you say, outside of all of that, you know. There's a sense that he has probably been there since he was young, you know, 6 or 7 years old, and has had this indoctrination since he was a young boy, but that his power is that he is entirely self-sufficient. And there's a feeling that you know, you send him off to go and root out the Fae, or to kind of do a job, and he'll get it done. And he won't speak to anybody, or do, you know, it's an internal kind of solitary life that he lives. And that was really interesting to me. So I and what kind of helped was a lot of my scenes are completely detached from the rest of the cast, you know. So I actually felt like I kind of came in for a few days, did kind of very little, kind of did my job, and then left, and didn't feel like I was part of the cast in a lot of ways that kind of, if you're shooting every day, that kind of camaraderie builds up. So that was kind of helpful, because it was one of those things where you did feel like an outsider, you know, and you did feel like you were kind of I didn't see lots of the cast for long periods of time, and it's actually only during this that we've kind of been able to see each other for for the first time in a long time and get all be together. So there was definitely a sense of him being a solitary lone wolf figure in all of it, which is kind of interesting to play, quite lonely.
Yeah, I can imagine, even during a pandemic.
You're right, exactly.
Thank you so much for your time. I enjoyed you, and I can't wait to see how people react to your character.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful day.
And you.
Bye-bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.